We just went live. Okay. Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
We are the Hebrew. We're the Hebrew Israelites of Mississippi Gulf Coast, House of Judah 2. Uh, Coming back with another sit down through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Lord willing to be edified. I'm your brother Kadar.
Brother Lahab.
Brother Shaya. Brother Talaya.
Lord willing to be edifying. We're just gonna touch on a quick topic. Things are getting the apostle elder Tahar had labeled this, had titled this rather, the year of Yahushua, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's turn up. And in doing so, the things that they're doing on the world stage via being in in everyday in the lives of the everyday people, we're gonna start seeing people gonna start pledging their allegiance to whom they trust in. And the title of this lesson is the Lord. I mean, it's like the world will love his own. And so in these times, we're gonna see that, the scoffing, the mocking, all of the things that you go through, that you labor in, that you endure in this faith, it's gonna make itself manifest. Loved ones turning on one another. You being pointed out as those black Hebrew Israelites and whatnot. Which is all the more that this ministry that the Lord has called us in to do, we should take it that much more seriously, to be that much more diligent about it. Be that much more comfortable with what we're doing, because the world is about to show you who they love. And could I get that Second Peter's?
All right. This Second Peter's chapter 3, starting at verse 1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
And see, and this second epistle, this second letter, and this is the Simon Peter. This was the top apostle or disciple, if you will. At that particular time, what to stir up your mind of your pure remembrance, of the things that they had came out of. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 2. That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior.
Going back to the beginning, when even when Noah was around, saying, prophesying about the destruction of planet Earth, or rather the people back then. Hey, if you veer off this truth, if you veer off into worldly matters, and that right there consume you, then destruction is your latter end. Latter meaning your future. That's going to be your future destruction. You need not look for salvation. If this world is what you seek after, if this world is what's your end all be all, then you don't need to look for salvation. You can look for destruction. And in doing so, these, like I say, the people in this world, loved ones included, are going to show you where their allegiance is. This ain't nothing new. This goes all the way back to the days of Noah. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust.
Hey, in the last days, in these future days, these present days, and the days to come, until Yahweh sends his only begotten son, Yahushua, to write this place up, to set this place aright. You're gonna have scoffers and mockers, This thing going on with Kyrie Irving and Kanye West and the boys with the purple t-shirts with the fringes, you know what I'm saying? They're showing their allegiance, you understand? Because guess what? They're being ordered to say things and to do things, I truly believe, by this society, because one group don't want to acknowledge the Lord's and his son's name, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. That's a form of scoffing and mocking. That's mockery of the Lord's name. We're seeing these things play out now. But nevertheless, hey, the message of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, that's been put out in the planet since going back to Adam and Eve, to Seth, to Enos, you know. But we still playing these games about what the Lord's name is, you know what I'm talking about? We're giving credit to entertainers, you know, athletes and entertainers, you know what I'm talking about? And wicked ass Pharisees is that. When the truth is being pushed out by what since it's been spoken by the holy prophets since the beginning of time. And Lord willing, our apostle elders, you know, of Great Millstone, and the men that labor there under them are these holy prophets coming back, you know, to remind you, to stir up your pure mind of remembrance, you know. Go ahead, Op.
All right. Verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Mm-hmm.
For
where's the promise of his coming? You know, like going back to what that was, Job, old lady, you know. She said, would you just curse the Most High and just die already, you know? You're gonna hear these things, you know what I'm saying? Where's your Lord? You know, what that boy name, Charleston White, ain't that his name? To my, he don't believe in no God, he don't see, and all this, you know, to my, that's what we're seeing now, you know, somebody, that's a part of that scoffing and that mocking of the Lord. You don't believe in a power that you don't see. But like Karatas, I say, hey, you believe in that engine that you don't see. When you crank that engine, when you crank that car and it moves you from A to B, you believe in that.
Right.
You believe in that paycheck that you worked a week for. At the end of the week, you're gonna get that. You believe in the power that be to push that. You don't even know you don't know the owners, the CEO of the companies that you work for, but you believe that they're gonna give you a check at the end of the day. That's just scoffing and mocking, man. You know, we're witnessing it and we're enduring these things, you know. This goes back to, you know, the world gonna love his own, you know, and anything outside of walking the path of the world, you know, participating in the holidays and this, that, and the third, traditions of men, you're gonna be scoffed and mocked at. Go ahead, I ain't mean to cut you off. Start back right there, number 4 at the top.
Back in 2 Peter chapter 3 on verse 4, it says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
Hey, since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as it was beginning of the creation. Ain't nothing changed. You know, Jake been living in this sewer society so long, you know, that he believes in the two-party system. You know, he believes in that what it was, civil rights. He believes in that, and through the generations, you know, since the 50s, the 60s, to the present generations that we've gone through, ain't nothing changed. So Jake has gotten complacent. You know, Jake loved Egypt, and Jake gonna show you in these times to come that they love this place. You understand? And the things that are being brought forth are for a select few. It's not for all of Israel. You know, even though we see, like we say, we see the brothers, the boys in the purple T-shirts with the gold fringes around their T-shirts. We see them looking like a damn a legion. But that ain't what it's about. It's about that few, that elect.
God.
That's mockery. That's catering to the world. And the world what? Loves his own. That's why you see them on those podcasts and these different televised deals, you know, check them out, you know. Straight mockery. And at the same time, putting a bullseye on the true prophets, you know. All right, who got that? Anyone of you brothers want to add anything? Anybody had the precept?
I had a precept.
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
This is James chapter 4, starting at verse 4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? And we know if you are part of this world, you know what I'm saying? Hey, ultimately, the Lord isn't dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? He's not dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? Because what he said, if you a friend of this world, it's enmity to the Most High, man.
Yep.
You know, the Lord ain't dealing with nobody who's who's of this world, of this society, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. Yeah, the Lord ain't dealing with you. That's a beautiful point. You know, hey, the Lord, you know, if you're trying to be friends, if you beloved of this world, then you know that the Lord's not dealing with you for the most part. You know, that's a telltale sign that the Lord ain't dealing with this Jake. You know, the world embraces him and loves him. You know,
that's right. It says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High.
Hey,
you know, straight like that. You know,
straight like that. Straight like that. If you're a friend of this, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you got it out. You got it.
No, just touching on that point. You know, hey, if you're a friend of this world, you can't be a friend of the Most High. If you're a friend of the world, it's blatantly put in the scriptures, just like the brother just brung out. You know, you're enemy to the Most High. Because this world was not.
Oh, Slacky.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Slack. Go ahead.
And if you're an enemy of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're an enemy to us, man. You know, you're an enemy to us as well. So hey, we hate you as well, just like the Lord hate y'all motherfuckers, man.
Hey, there it is.
That was it on that though.
Come. The brother got a precept. If not, we're gonna jump into that. What was that? That Maccabees?
Yeah, I got a precept.
You got a precept? Bring it out there. Come on with it.
Yeah, man. Just you know, it's certain way. You know, the times that we coming in, man, and everybody, you know, feeling that lot, but you know, as us as men of the Lord, we supposed to, we need to be carrying ourselves, you know, with caution, you know, and it's Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself, you know. So we see all the shit that's going on, you know, with Russia and you know, with the shit that they're trying to cover up. You know, we're not entertained by the media and stuff that, you know, 2/3 of our people are. You know, they can't seem to get out of the left hand brainwashing. You know, because you know, brainwashing, you know, it's not a bad thing, but it depends on which side you're on would make it bad. But the simple, and then I'm gonna get back to it, but the simple pass on and are punished. So, you know, they're gonna pick that side. You know, 2/3 of our people gonna pick the side of Esau Edom and that chip with no dip, man, and what's gonna happen is they're gonna be punished by the Lord, man.
All right, you got the Maccabees, Brother Tazaya? Bring it out.
The first chapter, we're going to start at verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow.
And this was going back into that history, man, when the Greeks had taken over, you know, Antiochus Epiphanes, you know. And what it says, you know, and then in those days, wicked men, what they wanted to make a covenant with the heathen, with the world that was round about them, for lack of a better word. They wanted to make a covenant, which they did ultimately, made a covenant with the world that was round about them. You know. Go ahead, Op.
It reads, verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
Hey, anything that Jake can hold on to that makes him or her think that they're being assimilated or accepted in this society, that pleases Jake. And that's gonna be a real hard thing. That's a hard demon to relinquish when you've been given a few tokens and toys. You follow what I'm saying? And we're coming into that time, you know, where these tokens, these toys, these gifts that have been given to Jake gonna show you where his and her allegiance is. Like you said in the verse here, you know, hey, so this device pleased them well. Hey man, we getting in, you know, hey, man, I told you all we gotta do is just go along to get along. and we'll be all right. We can't let Joseph, we can't let not Joseph, we can't let Yahushua, we can't let Peter and them, we can't let them mess up what we got going on here. They ain't no but a few men. They're a handful of men versus all us. You know. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 13. The certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
They went to just like they do nowadays, man. You know, hey, they go and cast their votes and whatnot, you know. Because those same wicked spirits are here today, you know, acting out their lot, you know. They got these laws where they can pass, where they can legalize marijuana. Some jakes love that, you know. Get them license to do what? To you know, get them permission to walk around here with a medical card and whatnot, you know. Jake ain't finna want to give up that, man. He ain't got to go in the corner or go to the gas station and cop it illegally no more. You follow what I'm saying? This society gives them permission to be wicked. And they love that. You know? That's why this ministry is just for a few. It ain't for a whole army of so-called Israelites, you know, pretending to be Israelites, you know, be walking around marching and carrying on. That's a show. That's just a show of mockery. And they're showing you where their allegiance is. Go ahead, Op.
14. No, Salakia. Yeah, verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
And did the scriptures tell you not to go, not to take part in the customs of the heathen? I think in the book of Jeremiah speaks to that, you know.
You want me to pull it for you out?
Yeah, Baba Shaw, real quick. It tells you not to do that, you know. All and right. You around here, you know, them gymnasiums and them bodybuilding shows and whatnot. And man, you walk around, you look at Jake and J-Cat, man. They out there with a string on. Same way they were doing back in the ancient days. You know, this type of wickedness pleases our people. Got it?
Yeah, I got it right here. Just Jeremiah chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, you know what? I'm going to get right to it. Verse 2. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Go in on it up.
Verse 3. Let me get this real quick. It says, verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. And we know what that's going into. That's going into Christmas, man. But the main point was learn not the ways of the heathen, man. All these heathenistic customs, man. You know, we're not supposed to be partaking in any of that, you know. All that, like the brother saying, that's smoking and shit, Esau making it legal. You know what I'm saying? That's giving they trying to give Jake a license to do evil, man. License to fucking sin, man. You know? Hey, but hey, we have to be smarter than that, man. We gotta know, okay, yeah, that's a heathenistic custom, man. That they take partake in, man. We can't do none of that, man. You know? All of these heathenistic ways, man. You know? All of this shit, man. We can't partake in that, man. If it goes against the scriptures, hey, we can't partake in it, man. To the best of our ability, man. We have to shun it. We have to throw that shit to the side, man.
Yeah, like the brother said, you know, given, you know, just add to the brother point real quick, Bubba Shaw. You know, permission to do, you know, this society gives you permission to be wicked. That's all it does. And our people love that, you know. They love to be wicked, you know. Just like that law, the Barack administration has signed into law. We ride on that. We stay hammering on that. You know, the law that the ABC 123 has been legalized. Right. That's wicked, man. Right. That's wicked. But guess what? Our people indulge and love in this. And just like you just brought out, you know, about the Christmas tree, we know what that is. You know, hanging bells and whistles and whatnot, cutting down trees and whatnot. That's a custom of the heathens, the world that's round about us. And like the brother say, man, we're not supposed to be taking part in none of this. And getting back to the point of the video, you know, the world will love its own, and they're gonna show you who they love, you know. And no matter how much you bring this out and show them in the scriptures, they're gonna scoff and mock at that. Oh no, we're doing this for the children, or whatever excuse Jake make, you know, to continue in his or her wickedness. They're gonna do so. But when that time comes to show your allegiance to what side of the fence you're gonna be on, that's when they're gonna really show you who they're in love with, who that God is. You have more on that up?
No, that was it on that up.
Come
All right, real quick, straight to the point though.
You got one? Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 3, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And that's what they choosing, man. They done got so used to being oppressed that they think that's their only way out, man. You know, our people, man, they're gonna choose their oppressor, man. They so used to master, man. Being in that master mentality, man, that master mind, man. They so used to being slave, man, what I mean, you know, and they don't want to come out of it, you know. They are rejecting this knowledge, man. And just like in Jeremiah 11:11, the Lord is gonna reject them also, man. Just like he stated in Hosea 4:6, you know. But that's what they in. They are so stuck in the mind of wanting to be like the heathen, being oppressed by them so long, man, in so many centuries, man, that they feel as if that's how they have to be, man. You know, and by them doing that, that's who they choose. You know, and what's gonna come to them is destruction. They already been getting their ass whooped by man, but see now they're gonna get their ass whooped by Yahweh Bashim outside. You know,
Right.
Hey,
that's protection when they're not coming out of that mindset of that slavery mindset. They want to be with master, man. They want to be in that house, man, with master. That house nigga. They don't want to come out of that, man. You know, that's a great protection to you how about him outside.
All right, hey, jump back in that Maccabees 1:15. That's the last one on that. Then Asaya, I'm gonna get you to grab that 1 John 2. Go ahead and finish that Maccabees.
I had a few precepts after we.
Oh, you got one? Go ahead. Go ahead.
After we get verse 15, I had a few precepts.
All right, come.
It's back in that first Maccabees chapter 1, going back in verse 15. It reads, "And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief."
Hey, made themselves uncircumcised, physically and spiritually. Because what they became heathens. Right now to the day, if you ask a Jake, hey, what's your nationality? Oh, I'm African American, you know, I'm Blackfoot Indian, spiritually circumcised, yeah. You know? I'm an American. You follow what I'm saying? I'm Mexican, you know, I'm Puerto Rican. You follow what I'm saying? You have taken on the whole cloak, the whole armor of being a heathen. Because guess what? The world, you feel as though you've been assimilated into the world. The world has accepted you. As long as you are an Israelite, you will never be accepted. You've been sold to do what? Read that verse one more time out, Bob.
This reads, "And made themselves uncircumcised."
Mm-hmm. And forsook, go ahead, keep reading.
"And joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief."
Sold to do mischief, you know, to my anything goes, man. Hey, it's the law. It's the law, man. You know, hey, I feel like everybody have the right to love who they want to love. You know, to my, hey, man, I feel as though everybody should have rights. That ain't the way it was set up. That ain't the way it's set up. And if you tell 2/3 of our people, because this is the message, we're only concerned about our people. Damn the rest of the people. You understand? But when this message is conveyed to them, they don't want to hear this.
God.
You know? They are sold. They are fully enveloped in being mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They down with it. You know.
They heathens now.
Yeah, they're heathens now. You know, they're heathens. You know, not to go into another conversation altogether. But they're the Gentiles for the most part that the scriptures speak of.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a
Go ahead.
preach.
I got some pre.
Go ahead with it. Go ahead with it.
Yeah, grab yours and then Lahab, then you grab yours.
I got a quick three-piece. It ain't numbered three scriptures, but I'm gonna jump. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 6. You know, the brother already brought out, hey, go not into the way of the heathen. That was a direct rebellion against the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the law, statutes, and commandments. Therefore, I'm gonna read the charges for that. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 6. It reads, "For the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their judgment." All right, that's self-explanatory. Now I'm going to jump to Joshua 24 and 14. "Now therefore, fear the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord." You know, hey, our people been on this shit, man. You know, our people been trusting in oppression, pursuant to that, I think Isaiah 30 and 12, you know, because you trust in oppression. You know, hey, our people been doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, hey, turn to the Lord, man. Hey, or you know, serving these gods, or you gonna serve these guys that was on the other side of the flood, man. You know, verse 15. And I'm done. It says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Right. You got to choose. You know, like the brother was getting into the title of the lesson. Jacob's about to show who he served, man. You know, the world is Jacob love this world, man. They finna show it. You know, that's why this ministry is for a select few, like the brother was getting into. You know, and it's just best to just go ahead and come back to the law, statutes, commandments, man, and serve your true power, man. You know.
You got it, brother.
I just wanted to, you know, touch on that uncircumcision, you know, because the brother Quadar had mentioned, you know, they made themselves spiritually uncircumcised, and because we know they basically they put on that foreskin of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? That spiritual foreskin. And we know, and just to back that real quick, just to prove that what that uncircumcision is, this is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "Circumcise yourselves to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua." So you circumcise yourself. Basically, you want to take off. You want to take off that spiritual foreskin of the world, man, and cast it away. You know. It says, "And take." Salaki, what you had something you want to say?
Go ahead.
It says, "And take away the foreskins of your heart." Of your what? Of your heart, your mind, your life, man. Take away the foreskins of your mind. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit of the world that you learn, man. Hey, we got to cast that to the side. You know? We have to spiritually circumcise ourselves, man. And back in that Maccabees, what they did, you know what I'm saying? They made themselves uncircumcised, man. Meaning they joined the heathens. You know what I'm saying? They went along with it, man. You know, and that's that's our people today, man. You know, that's our people today. They're going along with it. They like brother said, we don't want to make it this topic for another day. They're the Gentiles today, man. Because guess what? They're joining themselves with the customs of the heathens. You know? Let me finish this out. That basically was the point. It says, "Ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem." That basically the point.
Hey, it's the water for that out. That's hey, and just like the brother brung out, he brung that out to give the proof to that. The things that are done in this society, our people by and large are on board with it, just so that they can be called a friend of the world.
Con.
I ain't no this. I ain't no Hebrew Israelite. I ain't this. I ain't that. I'm an American. Because guess what? What it says about the world will love its own.
Yep.
And like you said, man, we're not to be of this. We're not to be a part of this. We're not to make join ourselves onto the customs, the customs, the ways, the actions, the behaviors, none of that, man. But guess what? In these latter days, hey, the world gonna show who they love, And when we're talking, we ain't talking about the world by and large. We're talking about the world of Israel. The majority of the world of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're gonna show, just like you did in those days days of past. You showed who team you was on. Hey, grab that I show y'all. Grab that 1 John 2.
1 John chapter 2, starting at verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
And that's bagging up what the brother brung out in James 4:4. It says, "Love not the world, and neither any of the things in the world." Because why? We see, man. Look at hey, you can't look at a commercial. You can't be in the comfort of your own home and have to deal with filthiness, man, abomination. What I'm talking about, and where they trying to make it, they trying to humanize it. Trying to make it, normalize it. You're not supposed to love none of this. But by and large, our people, hey, they got that nonchalant attitude about this, man. They got this nonchalant attitude about the wickedness of the world, Our people believe if they ain't robbing, stealing, shooting, killing, and all that, they ain't doing nothing wrong. And if you love this, if you ain't got a problem with this, then you don't have the love of the Lord. You don't have the love of the Most High Yahweh Shai. That's despicable in the Lord's eye. That word abomination goes into disgusting, hated. And throughout the scriptures, you see those are abominations, disgusting, hated behaviors, And the light of the Lord ain't in you. You can't tell me you going sitting in no damn church, man. You dressing up in a suit and tie every Sunday, and you around this motherfucker, you shashaying. No, Lord ain't dealing with you, man. Hey, you ain't no way you get on to my no. But that's the world. That's 2/3 of our people loving the way this world, to my, and got themselves fully convinced that they doing something good and clean and wholesome.
Come on. I got a precept to bag you out.
Come, go ahead with that.
You was done with that, Ashaya?
Is that it? That was it. All right, go ahead with yours, Lob.
Okay. This is Romans chapter 12. I'm gonna get this one. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." In the main part, be not conformed to this world, man. Separate yourself from this world. We don't have to be participants of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or what the next person doing, man. No, man. We gotta separate ourselves from that. We can't. You never know. And this is just an example. You know what I'm saying? If you never know when the Lord gonna come with some judgment, man. All of a sudden, look at all these shootings they be having and shit, man. Hey, we don't want to catch none of that judgment. Be doing something in this world, you know what I'm saying? Because what's that saying? Use the world, but don't abuse it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you, hanging out at a bar here and there. But I mean, shit, you can't make that an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? Just making that a point. But hey, this is what we need to be focusing on right here, man. and trying to keep that old man in the dirt.
Hey, grab that real quick too, Lahab. If you finished with that, if you ain't, go ahead. That Ephesians 4:22, I believe.
Con, I got you. Here, matter of fact, that basically was the point of that scripture.
Oh,
You
yeah,
said
go ahead.
Ephesians 4:22.
Come.
I got you right here. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
Hey, there it is. The former conversation. And we know that word conversation going into the Greek and into the Hebrew goes into what? A behavior, a state of mind, your conduct. You know, what it said, that old man, going back to that Romans 12:2, you know, put off these things concerning the world, and what put off that old spirit. That's what that is. That's a spirit. That's a spirit, a way of life. You know, a way you conduct yourself, a state of mind. You know, you can't put off the old man physically, but you can spiritually. You know, that form of conversation, man, because these things are done what? Because you, that's like he brought out of Maccabees, because you was given permission to. You could be as wicked as you want to be.
Right.
Give you life.
Animal.
Yeah, you know, give you license to. That word license goes into permission. You've been given permission to do what you want to do. I mean, do as thou wilt. And the world loves that. They make funk ass commercials about that, you know, where they always having fun and carrying on. Nothing serious in this world, man. You got World War III. We at the brink of World War III. We at the brink of this global reset. We're at the brink of famine. You know, you got sedition going on in other countries. You know, quiet is kept. You know, collapse of economies in other countries, quiet is kept. And what are our people doing here in America, man? Loving the world, living it up. You know, preparing for Christmas and all this other foolishness, you know. And the same things they were doing in the ancient days, you know. They did our Lord and Savior the same way. The same way. They showed who they loved when it came time to bring in Yahushua. Before, matter of fact, and then you got the precepts?
Yeah, I got one.
Go ahead. Go with the precept. One of you brothers grab me Mark 15. Hold what you got real quick out. Mark 15 and start at 7, I believe. I'm going to give some context on it, but start at 7. Go ahead with your precept. I saw you.
Got it.
I got that mark for you.
Okay, and there was one name for Barabbas, which lay bound with them that made insurrection.
Hey, hold. I thought you said you had a precept. You got a precept?
Yeah, I had one, but I thought you told me.
Oh, that's it? That's your precept?
No.
Go ahead and grab your precept. I'm going to get Lahad to grab that right there. You go ahead and grab your precept.
I had a precept for you too.
Okay. Well, you brothers go ahead and grab your precept, Lahab. Then after they grab their precept,
all right.
Y'all got y'all precept.
You know, just going until you said just backing you up. You saying they love wickedness or whatever. But like the title of this lesson, Jake gonna basically choose who they want to serve. But like we keep saying, it's a thin line. It is you cross that line to that left side and choose this and choose the way this heathen and just being wicked with this heathen, man. It's a punishment for that, man. And this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low hidiness of the terrible. So the Lord gonna clear all that up, man. It ain't gonna be no more of that, And just to add, by them just rejecting and they want to choose to keep doing this, that's their life. To hell with them, Like the brother, what I said, in camp Saturday, hey, we washing our hands with it. We can only do what we can. They want to choose to be wicked, then to hell with them, But they gonna feel it when it's time. Got it.
Got a real quick one. Brother was going into, how Jake is just docile as hell, and
Shalom. Yeah, but
you
you
know,
Hey, GMS bid to the marriage. Hey, Shalom, y'all about Shimmy outside, brother Kratos out there.
Yeah, that's right.
kind. How Jake was just, being so fucking dumb. Ain't paying attention what's going on. And just getting right to it. It's Ecclesiastes 7:4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. And that's 2/3 of our people, man. They mind in on the next J's that's about to drop, man. On the Super Bowl and all that folliness, man. Kanye West and Charleston White, all that bullshit, man. Hey, Lord willing, we are those men. Hey, we in the house of mourning, man, because hey, we don't want nothing to do with what's about to happen to this place, man. But that's real quick to the point.
Hey, brother Lahab, start at the top. We're gonna get some content. Start at the top. We're gonna bring it down to 15. And after that, 15. If you brothers got any precepts after that, then bring it out. If not, we're gonna close it out with this.
You say you want me to start at the top and go to 15?
And this is giving context to what our Lord and Savior had to go through back in that time. Those wicked ass Israelites, for the most part, making mockery, scoffing and mocking. They showed their allegiance in this, what the brother about to bring up. And we're dealing with those same spirits right now today. Go ahead, I'll bring it up.
This is Mark chapter 15, verse 1. And straightway in the morning, the chief priests held a consultation with the elders and scribes and the whole council.
Hey, just early that morning, they hurried up and got together. You know what I'm saying? They hurried up and got together. That's straightway. They got right to the business at hand. Go ahead.
And bound Yahushua and carried him away and delivered him to Pilate.
And gave him up to the governor. Because Pontius Pilate was the governor at that time. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and Pilate asked him, art thou the king of the Jews? And he answered and said unto him, thou sayest it.
What Yahushua say, so you say.
Yep,
ain't that a Jake? That's a Jake. So you say. That what you say. Go ahead.
And the chief priests accused him of many things, but he answered nothing. Verse 4, and Pilate asked him again, saying, answerest thou nothing? Behold, how many things they witnessed against thee.
And he was going in and was like, man, you ain't gonna say nothing? All these accusations being laid on you about you ain't gonna say nothing? And Pilate is talking to who? Israelites. These were Israelites that delivered up Yahushua. Showing their allegiance. We going into some history here on how the world will love its own. Even in the ancient days, here we are in the present day, these same things gonna play themselves out. Go ahead.
It says, behold, verse 5. But Yahushua yet answered nothing, so that Pilate marveled.
Yeah, he was amazed. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua ain't say a word, just looked at him. You know what I'm talking about?
Like it marveled.
He was amazed at it. Hey, the man ain't gonna say nothing. Don't he know that I got the power to do this and that?
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Now at that feast he released unto them one prisoner, whomsoever they desired.
And this was going into I believe, was this the Passover this time out? Because every Passover they did that. Was it not? Was it? But it was during a feast time. I know for sure. But he would always relinquish to the people. Talking about one prisoner, whoever the people asked for. And this is what it's getting into. How our people, the world of Israel, the majority of the world of Israel will love his own. Go ahead,
Verse 7. Yeah, I'm on verse 7.
Con.
And there was one named Barabbas, which lay bound with them, that had made insurrection with him, who had committed murder in the insurrection.
Yeah, and Barabbas, he was a knucklehead at that time. You know what I'm talking about? He was a prison with the rebels. You know what I'm talking about? Who had what committed murder. You know. Go ahead,
Verse 8. And the multitude cried aloud, began to desire him to do as he had ever done unto them.
And like you said, and the crowd began to ask Pilate for the usual favor. You know, what every year, every once a year at that feast time, that festival time, that particular time, he freed a prisoner onto the people, whoever the people asked of. And this was one of those times, going into the subject matter of the world loving his own. You understand? Yahweh Shah wasn't of that world. Don't get me wrong. He was physically in the world, but of that spiritual wickedness that Jake was partaking in, that wasn't what he was about. Go ahead,
Verse 9. But Pilate answered them, saying, Will ye that I release unto you the King of the Jews?
He asked me, do you want me to set free to you the King of the Jews? Go ahead,
Verse 10. For he knew that the chief priest had delivered him for envy.
Yeah, he knew that. He knew, Pilate already knew that the priest, you know, I can't pronounce his name. It started with a Caiaphas. He was the high priest at the time, but he knew that he had done that out of pure envy. He was just jealous of Yahweh, you know. And guess what? These things are, like I said, they're going to manifest. These things are going to manifest in today's time, and it wouldn't be surprising to see, certain so-called Israelite camps, groups, and whatnot. You know, to my envying the men that bring out the truth, the 100% truth. These things are going to happen again, because the world loves its own. Go ahead,
Hey, and if I could add, hey, we gonna be Lord willing, we up that number, man. Hey, we gotta prepare ourselves. Hey, we gonna be delivered up, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be delivered up, and we're gonna have to be faced with these trials, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but guess what? Hey, we gotta endure to the end, man. We gotta just take it cheerfully, you know. We don't know. We may have to go through that. Then again, we may not have to go through that, you know. But we still have to prepare our minds for that.
For every scenario. That's right,
I think I was on verse 11, yeah.
No, verse 11,
but the chief priest moved the people that he should rather release Barabbas unto them.
Yeah, he stirred up the crowd, man. You know, he got out there and influenced the crowd. Look, let's get Barabbas, you know, because why? He was envious of Yahweh Shah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so this priest was showing you his allegiance to what? The world. The world loved his own. Now, this man supposed to been preaching and teaching the laws. Am I right or wrong, Lahab? He supposed to be preaching the law. We have men out here now that walk around here won't profess the name of the Lord. You know what I'm talking about? But supposed to be bringing out the law. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But sooner than later, Lord willing, Abaratazah, they're going to show their allegiance.
Yep. Yeah, really, they already showing it. They already showing their allegiance, man. Don't want to bring out the clearly say, oh, we know the name. We know his name. Well, then why you ain't teaching it then, man? Why you want to teach that bullshit that you teaching, man? Because shit, hey, they love the world, They want this world.
The private jets and the traveling to different countries, and you know, all the little dainty treats that come along with, you know.
Hey, they got their consolation on this side.
Right, there you go.
Shit, we want ours on the other side. We want ours in the kingdom, man.
Yeah, you can have this filth.
That's right.
Verse 12. And Pilate answered and said again unto them, What will ye then Salakia, what will ye then that I shall do unto him whom ye call the King of the Jews?
He said, what do you want me to do with the one you call the King of the Jews? You know, because they chant, they want to free Barabbas. You know, and he's a known knucklehead. You dig? You out here committing murder and carrying on, you know, to my a straight up rebel, a straight up a bastard for the most part.
God.
Look, man, wait a minute, man. Y'all call this your king and whatnot. So what you want me to do with him? Go ahead,
Verse 13. And they cried out again, Crucify him.
What they say, put his ass to death. Salakia for putting it like that. Basically, that's basically what Jake said. Put him to death. Put him to death with no evidence of any, with no charges. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep reading on. Here, go right here in verse
14. Then Pilate said unto them, Why? What evil hath he done? And they cried out the more exceedingly, Crucify him. They didn't give a damn. Just get him. Just kill him. The most painful way too. Crucifying someone, man. That's a very painful way to go, bro.
Come. Hey, what did he say? He said, what crime has he committed? They didn't even. When we go out on the highways and hedges, we at least lay out the charges. When we bring out the prophecies, we bring out the wickedness, the iniquities that these people have brought forth to the Lord's people. Those are the charges being laid out right there for the public, for the nations to hear, and 2/3 of our people. You understand? Those are the charges that are being read. When Pilate said, "Well, what charges?" He basically what the charges is. They ain't even say they couldn't even give no charges. They just got louder with it. Crucify him. Crucify him. They're like the brother say, you know. And the most heinous way. Crucifixion was a heinous way to go.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And so Pilate, willing to content the people, released Barabbas unto them and delivered Yahushua when he had scourged him to be crucified. So
what he did, he pleased the crowd, just handed them over, goddamn, you know, hey, set Barabbas free. Put the bullwhip on our Lord and Savior Yahushua. You know what I'm talking about? You know, he pacified the people, pleased them. But this is the moral of it. The world will love its own. You see what our people did to our Lord and Savior? Our own people. Jakes today are gonna do that same thing. We already see the evidence of it, you know. Just like we were talking about a certain group, I don't want to name them, you know, with their little short t-shirts on and purple and gold, looking like a Masonic group. You know.
Right. Want to look like want to be all fancy and shit. Like it's a contest or something.
But basically that was the point. You know, I just wanted to go into that little history there to show you that the world, by and large, will love its own. Even when you have the Savior, you know, when you had him walking, you know what I'm saying, flesh and blood on the planet, man, you know, the world loved its own. And we're going to go to those same things here in these latter days, you know.
Lord willing, we keep the faith, man, and endure to the end.
Lord willing. Hey, and with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. We're going to close out by giving infinite honor and praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Qadash.
Double honors up to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and to and peace and blessing to the hopefully elect, you know. Quam to Yashala, quam to the elect of Yashala.
Quam Yashala.
Hey, DTA. Hey, Abba Ball.
Ball.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.